Emu here. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make your own assets. I'm using Procreate today, and I'm also going to be using the Movie Studios as well for my screenshots of my animal. And without further ado, let's get started. Right now we are doing screenshots. I'm taking pictures of every angle of my animal because this really helps when you are doing your artwork and you can see it from every single angle. You can also see how the items are positioned specifically in different angles. Alrighties, here we are on Google. I'm looking up Animal Jam archives because this is where I get all my bases. This is where most people who are doing asset making get their bases. Sometimes some people do end up getting their own bases and making their own bases for themselves, but for the most part this is the area you'll go to. You can scroll through, they have tons and tons of resources here. I highly recommend looking at the archives because they have so many great resources. Alrighties, we are moving on to Procreate. From here we are going to put in our reference. So usually you can go in onto Canvas and you can click on the reference and turn that on, and then you can import your image of your animal that you're going to be doing. Another way that you can do this is you go insert a photo and then you can import your animal from there. Over here I just ended up enlarging it and then scaling it down a little bit more. Right, and now you can import your asset, the base for your animal. I have a whole entire bunch of them from our archives already. And yeah, so I just went in and chose my pose that I wanted, which is right here. And I also shrink this, resize it, just to make it fit on the page correctly. Alright, now we're going to be working on the coloring. I lowered the opacity. I'm working on the eyes because the eyes for me, whenever I do my bases, is on top of the layers. So yeah, I just kind of go over and trace, but I also start stylizing. This is where my style starts to come in, comes into play when I do my assets. You will see it. Here I'm just doing the nose. It's very simple and easy. All I do is just kind of drag the image, hold, and then it becomes a straight line. Do it again, and once again. And then I usually do a fill in. I think I did. Yep, I did a fill in. Cool. I'm doing a voiceover for this, so I apologize. Here I go in with the white, so the little highlight of the eye. I've been doing usually one highlight that's big and one highlight that's small because I've been doing more of My Little Pony style eyes because I love them. They are the best eyes to work with, and also looks very pretty too from a distance because you're not going to be going in entirely on your animal. You're not going to be looking at just the eyes, and so I don't know, it just makes the animal look more alive, if that makes sense. Alright, now I'm going in with my color here. I did an eyedropper, so I kind of just took the color from the animal, so then I can just do a color drop in. I did it again for this eye as well. Apologies on this long video, but I think this is going to be nice for people who want more in depth, because I remember when looking up assets like this and I couldn't find anything that was detailed enough. So I'm very detailed oriented. So anyways, here we go. So I ended up doing the dark part of the eye, and I used a clipping mask and I used the linear burn just because I love this. I can usually go in right here, I go to the opacity, and then I can turn it down. So I will go up in closer so you can see. So I go to regular, then we go down, keep going back and forth. Here we go. You can see the difference. It just makes it so that the shadow isn't just a gray spot, I guess. I don't know how to describe that. Here I go in with the eyedropper as well, and then I find a lighter shade. And I kind of just go in and color that bit and then make it, and hopefully color more of that. And then I leave the base part, just a small bit of it, in the middle, just because it gives a little bit more dimension to the eye. And as you can see, it's starting to come together. I do realize that I also have not done the eyelashes, so let me do that really quickly. So this was a jump in the video, and a little bit further down the line when I did the lashes, so apologies that part of it is not gonna have lashes and other parts are gonna have lashes, but here you go. I got the lashes on the wolf. Alright, now we're gonna do this specific part on the, here we go, on the wolf. And as you can see, there's like a dark part that's like for the line art where it's like a lineless art, but then there's parts of the line that are lighter than this or darker than the fur. So this is an important part to do before you do the fur or anything. I usually end up doing this part usually even before the eyes. I think I did rush this, but yeah, let's get started. Okay, and right now I'm just gonna be finding like one of the darker spots, and then from there I usually end up going in and trying to find a bit darker, sometimes even to make the lines look a little bit more defined. So right here I'm just kind of changing my brush size, and then we're gonna go in and make the lines. Alright, now we're going to be doing the mouth. I usually use a kind of a gray color for it, just depending on like what the fur looks like, honestly, whenever someone gives me an animal, sorry. And yeah, usually I'll just do this, I'll trace over that part there, and as you can see, it comes together. So for the next part, we are going to do the same thing that we did with the purple, but now we're going to do it with the white. So we're going to find another one of the dark colors. I'm probably going to use the same color I did for the mouth. And we're just going to go in again and we're going to do some lines. Alright, and then from here we are going to do a little bit more of some shading, so let's get started. Using the eyedropper tool again to try to find the color, and then right here you can see that there's some shading around the eye, so I'm doing the shading around the eye right now. Alrighty, so this is like the weird jump from the beginning, and now we're going to be doing the fur color. So also I use the fur color on the Arctic wolf for the nose as well, for like the little swirls. But yeah, so from here I'm just going to do some coloring, and I'm using just like the normal like white color that I used from the eyedropper tool, and then from here I'm just following the lines, and yeah, we're essentially just coloring in. This is very relaxing too as well, so feel free to do as much of this and be as detailed as possible, because this is super fun, and also just take your time too. This has taken me such a long time to learn how to do, and doing it properly. So here I am just going in and just filling in more colors. So I just do this where the light part is. We'll do the shading part in a moment. Alright, this is where we're going to do some of the shading. So from here I'm just going to pick and drop some of the colors that are like a little bit darker. Just don't forget to go underneath the layer so then it doesn't like impact the other layers as well. And yeah, from here we're just going in, and there we go, copying, and then all you do here is you just see that it's a little bit slightly darker, and that's what you want, and then just continue on. Perfect, and then from here we're also going to start working on the purple, and essentially just do exactly what you did with the white, but doing it with the purple, finding the regular purple and then finding a darker for the shadows, and I'll see you in a moment. Alright, and then we are done with this color. I'm going in right now and doing a little bit more to this ear, but then we're going to start working on the pink part of the ear, and then I believe we should be good on just regular base colors for right now. Alright, next we're going to be doing the pattern, which is the blue color on her, and yeah. So all I do is I just kind of look at the pattern and I kind of just draw it out, but I do it stylized again. And yeah, so let's meet back in a moment. Alright, and that is how you make the basic fur pattern for your animal. I will be doing a part 2 on how to do the coloring next, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully that'll be out soon. Apologies if that's not out soon. I am very busy with college, but thank you again. Remember to give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys another day.